and welcome to Easy Gluten Free. Today I'll be showing favehealthyrecipes.com how to make these tart, summery, lemon drop cookies. With just 5 simple ingredients for the cookie dough and a couple of more ingredients for the glaze, you can have these gluten-free cookies whipped up in no time. And I'll also give you the substitutions to make them in a non-gluten-free version as well. And when you see how easy these are to make, you'll wonder why you've been paying those high prices for the gluten-free cookies you find on the store shelves, when you could have just whipped up a batch of these. Alright, now to make these you're going to need 1/2 cup of butter, very well softened, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 egg, 1½ cups of gluten-free Bisquick. If you're not on a gluten-free diet, you can substitute these ingredients, the juice and zest of 1 lemon. Now 3/4 of the zest will go into the cookie dough, and the remaining quarter and the juice will go into the glaze. You'll also need 3/4 of a cup of confectioner's sugar, and optionally some yellow sugar, just to make them look more lemony. Now first, preheat the oven to 350 degrees, and in a large bowl, cream together the butter and sugar until well combined and slightly fluffy. You could do this by hand or with a mixer. Add the lemon zest and egg and beat until well combined. Use a rubber spatula to scrape down the sides of the bowl and ensure that everything gets well mixed here. Add the Bisquick and continue mixing until you have a stiff dough. If you're doing it by hand, it might take a couple of minutes for it to come together nicely. Now roll tablespoons of the dough into balls and place them onto an ungreased cookie sheet. Then flatten them slightly with the palm of your hand to reach about a 1/2 inch thickness. Bake them for 17 minutes or until slightly golden around the edges, then cool them on a baking rack. I baked 12 per pan to ensure them plenty of room to spread. This batch makes 2 dozen, but the recipe can easily be doubled or tripled. To make the glaze, combine 1/4 of the lemon zest with the juice of 1/2 a lemon, which is about 1½ tablespoons of juice, and 3/4 of a cup of confectioner's sugar, and stir until smooth with the consistency of melted ice cream. If the glaze is too thick, add more lemon juice. If it's too thin, add more sugar. Now dip each cookie into the glaze, allowing the excess to drip off before placing the cookie back onto the baking rack. Oh, and make sure you have a pan beneath the rack to catch the extra glaze. After every 3 to 4 cookies is dipped, you can sprinkle with the yellow sugar if you're using it, before the glaze dries too much for the sugar to stick. Once they're all finished, you just have to wait for the glaze to dry. It'll take 1 to 4 hours depending on the humidity. And then these lemon drop cookies are ready to serve. This is the perfect little dessert to throw together when your gluten-free friend calls to say she'll be dropping by for a visit. Now since I didn't have anyone dropping by, after I ate 1 or 2, or 3, I decided to pop them in the freezer before I overdid it on these addictive little guys. Now besides being an incredible cookie on their own, they also work well crushed up as cookie crumbs for those no-bake cheesecakes I like to throw together. So stay tuned, you might see these again in an upcoming recipe. Give this one a try the next time you need a quick summery sweet bite. And if you'd like to see this recipe in print, you could always visit my blog. And for additional recipes and tips to fit in with your healthy lifestyle, visit my friends at favehealthyrecipes.com. See you again soon.